Hi, everyone, and welcome to Seirim Cybersecurity Daily Report. Today, Steven and I are going to cover the following news. ChatGPT tricked into solving CAPTCHAs, and hacker targets Mac users looking for LastPass downloads on search engines. So let's dive in. Security researchers at SPLX demonstrated a clever trick. They managed to fool ChatGPT into solving CAPTCHAs, tests normally used to distinguish humans from bots. Here's how they did it. First, they manipulated the prompt so that ChatGPT would consent to solving fake CAPTCHAs, a priming step that softened its internal guardrails. Then they opened a new ChatGPT session fed in the prior conversation and ask it to continue. Because the prior consent framed the CAPTCHAs as acceptable, the model began solving them without objecting. SPLX successfully tested this technique on various CAPTCHA types, including reCAPTCHA, V2 Enterprise, a click CAPTCHA, and callback CAPTCHAs, and found that ChatGPT even adjusted its cursor movements to appear more human-like. Their experiment raises big questions. If an AI can be tricked into bypassing CAPTCHAs, can we still trust CAPTCHA system to keep bots out? So, Steven, what do you think about that? That's pretty scary, huh?
It is in a way. I mean, most of us don't really rely on to not do what we want it to do. Because if it does what we want it to do, then great, it's doing what we want. So yay, right? But it does make me think of, in lots of companies, they have to put up AI guardrails, right?
Yeah.
So at your company, you should not be using AI in this way. And they think that if they make the rule and it's imposed upon the AI in their environment, they'll be safe. But as we see here, you can trick AI. As much as the LLM companies have tried to prevent it and say if there's a guardrail, it will persist. As you know, if you're creative enough, you can always find a way around it. So the hackers can too. A lot of examples we see like this are the hackers misusing, abusing the LLMs to do what they want, creation of malware for social engineering attacks. It seems like it won't be possible to contain AI. So any workplace really has to think twice when they're allowing their employees to use it, especially if they're inputting sensitive data, client data, proprietary company information. It may not stay contained. It might get exposed. I would say always approach AI with caution. I don't see that changing in the near future. So now, on the other hand, too, I don't think companies can rely on CAPTCHAs anymore to always be effective. So if you're relying on a CAPTCHA to keep bots out of your forums and your social media, I wouldn't trust it, right? Also, for slowing down bots getting onto websites and for DDoS prevention, it may not be effective. So there might be other solutions in the future that could help more with that.
Yeah.
We're creating one, actually. Let's see. But that's for another day.
Yes. So we will definitely introduce the Seirim tool to the audience in the future. So stay tuned.
That's at a different time.
Stay tuned for that.
Sure.
The next news for Mac users. A new malware trick is hitting macOS users who are searching for LastPass downloads. Attackers are placing deceptive download links high up in Google and Bing search results that appear to be official LastPass installers. According to LastPass, the malicious GitHub pages appear if you search Google for LastPass GitHub macOS. The GitHub pages then try to redirect users to another domain to fool users into installing the actual malware. In reality, it was a scheme designed to trick users into installing an atomic malware, which can steal passwords, cryptocurrency details from a user's browser. The good news is that the malicious GitHub pages appear to have been taken down. Still, if you search for LastPass GitHub macOS, you can still find one of malicious GitHub pages near the top of the results.
That's pretty terrible. I'd say some lessons to learn here. This is mostly a training issue and an awareness issue. All users have to be aware that they cannot trust what's in the search engine results. You can't rely on the search engines to give you secure results always, right? So a lot of people aren't aware of that. They assume that if Google tells me it's the official site, that it must be, right?
Yes.
Now, I would probably assume that 9 times out of 10 that it is, but you have to be aware of the possibility that it could not be, right? So you're always needing to be vigilant when your online browsing behavior and activity and seek out the official website, for example, right? Now here, the person's guard might have been let down by the fact that they're trying to do something good. So they're trying to use LastPass, a password manager. So their mentality is, I'm on the pathway to doing something good, so what could go wrong? right? Other false complacency could occur from the fact that they're using Mac. So people believe that their Mac computers are more secure and safe. So they're like, they might have let their guard down a little more in this case. So you have to be aware of these biases and these faulty reasonings to stay more vigilant and prevent these from happening.
Yeah.
So that's user training. That's always one of the most important things we can do in cybersecurity is make sure our users are more aware of these issues.
That's true. I absolutely agree with that. That's it for today. And thank you for watching and see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.